Welcome to Your Soul Wisdom, hosted by Yana Amor Manocas. In each episode, we invite you on a transformative journey delving into the profound mysteries and wisdom of the soul. Join us as we explore a wide array of spiritual topics and sacred practices that nurture and heal the soul, from reincarnation and soul contracts to the enigmatic experiences of womb alchemy and astral travel. Our discussions are designed to enlighten, inspire, and deepen your understanding of your own soul's journey. With Your Soul Wisdom, nothing is off limits. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Your Soul Wisdom. And before we begin our absolutely hilarious and very important discussion for today, I want to take a minute and catch you up on what all the ladies are doing. If you haven't had a chance to go to yoursoulwisdomshow.com, you get to see everything all about our us five ladies, our services, our collective. This is just a little bit about what we do. If you're interested in soul contract readings, you have me, Amanda, Lauren. Well, I guess I'll go me. I got soul contract readings, divine healing, business energy readings, so much more. We have to update this, ladies. Amanda's got her Lightbody activations, divine healing, soul contracts. Kylie's got mediumship, guided journeys, and past life regressions. Lauren's got divine healing, soul contract readings, reports. Rachel, who has the ultimate life advice, business advice. Anything you guys are looking for, reach out. I mean, I've had sessions with actually every single person on this panel, and they have been absolutely amazing. And then also, if you haven't already, check out the collective. This is our monthly membership. We have monthly live calls. There's a community portion. You could chat with everybody else. There's a library, healing sessions. It just is endless. And so check us out. Come see what we're all about. Come join the fun, the humor, the healing, the growth, all the spiritual stuff, all the non-spiritual stuff, and everything that comes along with that. Okay. Now that I've done my spiel.
And like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, Amanda.
Well,
yeah.
man, it's taken over.
Like, share, subscribe, all the things, you guys. It is the best way to support us. Okay,
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if anybody else is like me, but lately I have been hitting a brick wall with where I feel like I am or I'm going. I just feel like everything is cloudy. And so today we're going to cover the hilarious, not hilarious, when the universe is ignoring you. Okay, and it's like asking for manifestations and asking for signs. And in the words of Amanda, getting back Jackanory. Okay, goose egg, absolutely nothing. Anybody else feel like over the last, I don't know, maybe couple months or maybe 6 months, maybe some people a year, you feel like I'm trying to do the thing, but I feel like I'm not getting any guidance, any signs, any direction, anything?
You have been ignoring it.
No. I'm asking you people.
Yeah,
you
I know.
four.
Look, sure, but you build a bridge. Is that there's the episode? You look. Am I going into this?
Yes,
Okay.
go.
Okay. If you are stuck in life, okay, you have a choice. You unstick yourself or you sit there and you stay where you are. Do you know which way to go? Who the fuck cares? Because any decision is the right one. There you go.
Okay.
And
But
no
sometimes
decision
it's
is
a case of-
decision?
That's my episode.
Oh, that's a good
Wrap it
one.
up.
No decision is a decision. I like that. But what if though, I think what it is though about, what if though you are doing all the things that you believe that you're supposed to be doing in order to manifest, and you're looking for evidence
timing's
of, this
not
is the thing that
right.
I always say, evidence of, and it's not showing up. What does that mean? I mean, I can answer it, but I'm just saying, is that's what we're dealing, that's what we're talking about, isn't it? It doesn't feel like it's showing up.
It's all the above. It's not the simple build a bridge and get over it, Kylie.
Oh,
There is
sorry.
a lot that goes into
Have a nap.
Is it a case? Is it a
Have
case
a
though?
nap.
That what you're feeling like nothing is changing, because that's almost like a disconnect from reality to me. Like if I feel what you're talking about, then what I connect to is nothing feels like it's moving, but everything is always changing. So really, what I'm doing is not noticing what's changing, that kind of thing. And also, the flip side of it is, Lauren introduced me to requesting the most benevolent outcome. And I've noticed several times when I've requested the most benevolent outcome to things, what's happened is nothing. And I've actually accepted that that is indeed the most benevolent outcome, that, something could have happened, or there could have been movement, and it could have been something not good as well. So I don't know. I'm like, I get getting frustrated, but I do always think that ultimately everything is happening at the pace it's supposed to be happening at. It's just me being comfortable with it or not. It's not that
Okay,
it's not happening.
so let me back up a little bit. I'm going to use me for the example of this. I do actually believe that I am really good at making the things that I want to happen, right?
Yes.
Manifesting. Okay. And I feel like when those ideas come in, I get this drive and I go and I make it and it pans out. You get the synchronicities, you talk to people and they're saying things that you're thinking. You all those signs are very obvious and they're very consistent, and you see the needle moving you closer and closer to whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish or achieve or whatever. And then there's times where you see absolutely nothing. Like it's like the universe is like, I'm on a break. And so you will get no guidance or information from me. You just kind of have to just sit still and maybe hibernate for a little. Maybe just let things be, which I'm not good at doing. But sometimes you're like I have moments where I'm like, I don't even know how to manifest. I don't even know what I'm doing. Like I can't even get myself started. But then there's a bulk of my life where I'm like, oh, that's the thing I want. Okay, I'm going to go do it and get it and achieve it and accomplish it. When
There
you are
a couple
pushing
of
and
things.
receiving nothing, you're like, what in the world is happening?
Yeah, but so there are a couple of things. One is, and it was probably Lee Harris that said this in something that I listened to, sometimes the world's not ready for whatever that is yet. And so I'm also going to say sometimes you think you're ready and you're not.
And you're not.
There might be something that needs to happen first, some sort of thing that needs to be healed, or some sort of epiphany you're meant to have, or maybe you actually, your body, your physical body just needs some downtime before things change. So this is the thing, because there's a really fine line between the will of our ego and what's coming from the soul. And as humans, especially if we have sixes, we're like, this is the way it needs to happen and it needs to happen now. And why isn't it happening? And I'm doing all the right things. And sometimes it's actually not about you. Sometimes the rest of the world isn't ready for it. And sometimes it is about you, because something hasn't fallen into place that you just aren't really aware of yet. So I would say that, and that's why I request the most benevolent outcome. And then you say whatever it is, and then say thank you, because it's not that I'm fully letting go of what it is I want, because you still need to have action to bring things into reality. But what it is reducing the pressure that I have on myself that can actually bottleneck the energy.
What's that like?
All right. So I'm going to jump in, but answer that. I think you should answer that, Lauren. What does that feel like? How do you reduce
What does
that
it
pressure
feel
on
like?
yourself? Yeah.
Oh,
How do you reduce that pressure on yourself?
Well, it's taken a really long time to, it's like in essence, it is surrendering, but it's not giving up. It's like, putting the attention out there. This is what I want, whatever it may be. I'm going to do all the things to get there, but just because I haven't arrived doesn't mean it's a failure. It's just not there yet, or something better is coming. And so it's not an easy, I don't know how I did it, but probably because so many things did not go in my life how I wanted them to go. But I had to realize, I mean, I've also got a 3-6 profile in human design. There's so much trial and error in me, in the way that my human operates, that I just had to build that sort of resilience and learn that things don't necessarily go the way you want to. So I had to let go. Otherwise, I would literally explode with frustration.
Yeah. So, yeah.
No.
So I get that. So I was going to come in with this, that the universal, for want of a better saying, word, or the matrix, I think for me, has a pretty good game set out. And I think for the most part, we come into this world with both hands tied behind our back. Yeah. And we've got to do this little jig, almost like a little Irish jig that we're doing, or we're playing hopscotch, if anybody knows about hopscotch, and it all just depends on where you land. None of us have ever been taught from birth or through lifetimes how to manifest. And so it is something that we're literally learning how to do. And it is incredibly difficult, because when we're told that it's not really what you are, the universe listens to what you are feeling. Yeah. So there's all these many different ways. We can have 101 books on manifesting and everything like that. And the universe tells you that, it's responding to what you are feeling. Because you can be thinking, well, I want money, but in the background of that, it's a case of, I don't have money. Where am I going to get it? I've got my bills to pay tomorrow, and it's this and this and that, and it's not going to come in time. You know what I mean? But I'm asking, and I'm putting everything out there. So where are you? You're in two places at the same time. And so the universe will respond as in like. And obviously sometimes when it brings things to you, you don't even recognize it for what it is. For many different reasons. One, because you're simply not ready. And two, because, there's 101 ways of bringing what it is that you're asking for to you. And also that, sometimes, just like how sometimes people can say, well, you could kind of get what you're asking for. You could be stood at the bus stop and you hear somebody say something to somebody else and you think, my goodness, that's the answer that I need. But bearing all that in mind, if you think about it, it's bloody hard. It's incredibly hard. Because and it really does come down to, unless we really know who we are and what it is that we can do and really trust and believe in that, then you're always going to be playing somebody else's game. You're always going to be playing somebody else's game. And I do think there are some things that we do have to realize it's been set up this way. I might sound really quite dour compared to our last recording where it was all fun and giggles, but I think in a way we're set up to fail.
Oh God.
I was about to say, boy,
devastating
boy,
that is.
I'm thinking I should have butted in first, because this is going in such a different direction. Because I've got a couple of things that I wanted to say
May want
about.
to stop and start recording again.
Well, I've got such a
No, good
different
to have all
kind of
perspectives.
view. And really, like with what Yana was talking about, I empathize exactly. I understand what you're talking about, but what I feel like is that we get frustrated with a lack of inspiration. Do you know what I mean? Like it's the inspiration that happens that ignites that fire, that starts that flow. And a lot of us on the panel we're often going. But until we get truly inspired, that doesn't kind of happen. What's really helped me, and all of us except for Kylie are generators, is me understanding my human design, that I am only supposed to respond. And, what Amanda was saying at the bus stop is absolutely true. It's like you can respond to anything. But I now know, and have been told so many times, until you have something to respond to, just keep doing stuff you enjoy. Do you know what I mean? Like, just looking after your human is quite a lot of work. And sometimes when you're not inspired, just, I'd encourage people to just focus on getting their house organised, or their fridge full, or their garden sorted, or their tax done, or something that'll still be productive and make them feel good while they're waiting for it. Plus, I really do also think all of you, can I just say one last thing? All of you, I know, will have this experience that when you have done the work and you have truly let go of something, I swear to God, when you get that thing, it is, and you've let it go, it is so much better than anything you imagined. And yes, it did take a decade longer to come into your life, but it's huge and it's sparkly and it's perfect and you're overwhelmed with how good it is. I know that all of you have had that experience. not even knowing what the experience is.
Yeah, I agree.
So, also, last thing, we've got to remember, people, that without frustration, we do absolutely freaking nothing as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know so many of us
Well,
resent
I
this
don't
whole
know.
feeling of, no,
Okay.
no, 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 but we
So
don't understand that that's the energy building up to actually start a process.
no, because what that
Anyway.
has, that then has a lot of tail enders. It has a lot of tail enders. It comes with a lot of energy that is not conducive to manifesting. It really, really isn't, because then you've got to deal with all of that sort of energy. So what I was, and that makes sense in terms of what I was trying to say, is that, let me give it some context. When I say that we're set up to, in a sense, fail, we have to recognize that this game is incredibly difficult. And it is really like that. And so really figuring out who we are, what it is that we can do, realizing ourselves in being, for me, I say in being magical beings, because then that's where all your different questions will come from, and how you're going to bring this about. Just like how you said, we're all very different in how we manifest. Right now, the story out there is there's one way of doing it. Do you know what I mean? So all the books are coming out like that, and everything will be like that. You've got to get yourself in the vortex. You've got to do all of this. You've got to do all that, and you've got to be in that side vortex for like 40 seconds. You've got to do all of this kind of stuff and everything like that. And it blows your mind. There's so much stress on that. Do you know what I mean? I haven't been there for 40 seconds. I came out at 29. What the fuck? I'm not going to get it. I'm not going to get half of it. Do you know what I mean? Or all of that kind of stuff, or in a sense, like, I understand the original question, and I think it's a huge question, because it's not as easy as just saying, get on with doing your do. Because if you never knew how to do your do, and some of us were in our 40s and 50s before we even get to a point whereby we think, do you know what? This isn't kind of working for me. What is this all about? And how do I actually start living or being the way that I really want to be in this world? How do I start bringing things to me? How do I start raising my kids in the way that life comes with grace and ease and a lot more understanding? How do I do that? I don't really want for them to wait until they're 105 before they figure this stuff out, and then you're dead. And then you're starting all over again. And then you come in once again with no memory. So you know what? It's like, it's like, well, it is. It's like, what's that film? Like Guns at the OK Corral or something like that. It's just a flipping, or like Westlife. Was it Westlife? No, that's a song. That's a group. Now, what's that? Westworld.
Oh,
Right?
Westworld. Yes.
Westworld. It's like Westworld. Do you know what I mean? So I think this is a really, really important question, because there are so many. And the thing is that when you get to that place, frustration is at the end of, well, I've been doing what I was told to do. I've read all the books and I've been doing it all. I've done this, I've done that. I've got the crystal, I've lit the candle, I've dug up the earth, I'm burning bay leaves, I'm doing all kinds of things. What does it all mean? So come on, Kylie, you're shaking your head.
Yeah,
Let us.
I want to hear.
It's
I want to hear.
Let's say,
so
Kylie.
hard. So hard. If you do the work, okay, and what does that look like? Okay, don't come at me. Don't come at me. Okay, what does the work look like? If you feel discomfort, okay, is it me? Is it external? Okay, sit with yourself. Get comfortable with yourself. Okay, if you are fucking on, and if you are vibing high and you are living your best life, okay, I'm not saying take drugs, okay, I'm just saying if you are doing something that feels good to you and is in alignment to you, you're going to raise your vibration. And the more that you raise your vibration and you live your fucking life and you have your fucking naps, okay, and you eat healthy, okay, and you do all the things that I don't do, okay, and you raise your vibration and you're living your life, okay, you just put out there, okay, I want, but you have to be careful, I don't need bay leaves. That's in my spaghetti, okay? But if you were like, I want my career to be successful and support don't be sitting there asking for $1 million, because great Aunt Gertrude's going to cark it and give you $1 million in inheritance. Do you want that? No. If you are sensible, you do the work, you raise your vibration, cut the bullshit, just live your life and do what feels good. I'm not just look, I'm just saying I feel a little bit about manifesting like I do about timelines.
and realities. Yeah. Well,
I
it's
reject it.
interesting.
I reject it.
It's interesting because you have so many people who, like, my guess is and when I say we, I mean like people who are anywhere in the spiritual realm of manifesting and positive affirmations and la 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 la. My assumption is, are the minority when it comes to the Earth's population. Okay. There are people, like, for example, my partner, 0% spiritual, 0%. But he's made a success out of himself, not by the affirmation, not by staying in a positive mood, not by any of those things. He just has
Living
accomplished
his best life.
absolutely.
That's
he
all you
will-
need to do.
Yes, and he'll sit there, he'll humor me when I say, let's have peace, or think positive, or hope for the best, or whatever. And he does humor me, but in his mind, he's just like, you just do it. You just go out there and you just do.
Exactly. And it is okay to have lulls, and it's okay to not have a response from your higher whatever you believe in, because it's okay to have a break. You can't be sitting there manifesting every second of the goddamn day. You would explode energetically.
You've got to live. But I think the
Yeah.
point is too that we are all very different. And so what works for one may be different from another. And I just want to come back to a discussion we were having offline about visionary energy, because especially those with fives, and there may be some other numbers in our soul contract system, that you can feel or sense the future. I know things that I'm going to do. Have they manifested? No. Is it because I don't want them? No. Is it because I haven't tried? No. It's because I can feel deep within me it's not time yet. But that probably relates to my human design and my gate of now, which is all about timing. But for someone without that, it may feel like things aren't happening the way they're meant to. And so a visionary energy, the ability to see or sense or feel into the future, can really be very difficult when the physical world has not caught up with you yet.
Can I ask you a question with that?
Mm-mm.
And Kylie, please just take a deep breath.
It's making me so. I'm already. Look, do you see this welt here? Like it is breaking me outside.
I think you got to. I think you people got to cast your net a bit
Wait,
further.
Okay, I'm going to mute myself.
Wait, hold on. Is it, the whole visionary, like, oh, I feel things that I'm going to accomplish or have or do, they just haven't come yet, but they feel so real? Is that because that's already taking place in another version of you, another timeline reality? Sorry, Kylie. Or is it just because it's not there yet?
Does it matter?
Yes, it's frustrating as fuck. It's the most frustrating thing ever.
Well, it is. Well, can I just throw in an example there? Okay, because for the most part, we're talking about things and talking about people that are generally they're in a good place. They're quite well off, so everything's nice. Everything's nice. I made it nice. But what I'm talking about is, say like there's somebody who, for one, I mean a simple one like this, who, they're like 60 odd years old. They really want to retire. Now, in this country, retirement is 67 years old. Okay. But they're done. They're really done with the workforce, and they're quite spent in that sense. They want to give their time to something else that brings them joy. But they can't retire because financially it's not possible. How do you manifest that thing that you're wanting?
I am unmuting myself for this one. So
I love it.
You go
and I'm going after Kylie.
You research locations that are within your means, and people will come visit you. That's if anything happens, right? I know. I'm sorry. Okay. If I can't afford, if something, heaven forbid, happened to my husband, who is my sugar daddy, and all my glamorous lifestyle goes away, bitch is going to be moving to a lower income area. If it's a trailer, so be it. I'll adapt to that lifestyle, but I'll be within my means, but I will be happy because I'm doing it on my own terms.
Within your means of what?
Exactly.
If you retire, there's no income.
Yeah. No, but you would be eligible. You can't, you are not retiring with nothing. You're going to have a safety net of some sort. There's government assistance. You can sell your items. You can go on OnlyFans and do you do you. You do
Yeah,
you.
but
But
that's not what somebody
Feedfinder.com.
wants to do, and that's
think
not.
But
Yeah,
you're
but that's
going to
not.
do it
But that's not
because
living their
you
best
got
life.
yourself into that situation, and you're going to do whatever means necessary to give yourself some sort of stability. Not about fart my jars. I don't care. Like, I don't care what it is.
No.
I will do whatever it would take to give myself a foundation that I can thrive in, regardless of what is thrown at me.
Yeah.
Of
That's
No.
fine
course.
if no one agrees with that, but that's
No,
just,
look,
you know,
again, I have a different view with that same example, but I just wanted to ask you again in the example so that I can use it. Like this person, if they didn't have to work, what would they be doing with their time? Like, how would they want to be spending it?
They're just done. They want to just be at home. They just want to be just living their life. They don't really have anything else they want to do, but they're just done. They're just tired, and they
they're
just want
tired,
to be
yeah.
at home. Yeah, and they just can't work anymore. Now, if you're somebody that doesn't have savings and things like that, it's not that easy, and you can't just go on a disability benefit. The government's not going to help you just because you've just decided, oh, do you know what, I'm tired. Do you know how many people will just say,
Mm.
oh, do you know what, fudge this for a laugh, I'm out, I'm
you
tired,
got
and
to
they're
find the right
planning on
doctor.
raising.
You got to find the right doctor. That's what I say.
Okay, but I'm just saying, but it's just one way of what I'm trying to say is that it's not as easy as just, well, I want more abundance or stuff like that. Sometimes it's those things. These are the blockages to people living their best life. Not everybody's in their best life looking to manifest another
Yeah.
another
Some
version
people have had a hard
of the
time
best life. Lots of
as
people,
Yeah.
well.
many
Yeah.
people, majority of the world has had a hard time. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
Is having a hard time. Wanting to, maybe people who are living in, say, rented accommodation, wanting to buy their own place, and there's not the ability to do that. And you work on manifesting that. You work on, you visualize it, it's on your vision board and everything is like that. And you may drive around looking at the places where you would like to live, and then you try and visualize how you're going to bring that abundance into your life, and you're open and you're talking to spirit and you're open, and nothing's showing
Look,
up. And
again, I'm
nothing's
not trying,
showing
when
up.
I'm saying this,
That's all I'm
I'm not
saying.
trying to be
It's a bit bigger.
awful about it, if you know what I mean.
Mm.
But I do think it's interesting if that particular person had started manifesting or wanting to set a goal of retiring at 60, if they started doing that at 40. So, yeah, I do think it's difficult when people are
That may not have
60
been when they
and like,
felt at 40. They may
no,
have
no,
felt
I agree, but this
incredibly
is
strong.
what I mean.
Yeah.
I totally agree. But everybody does know that their retirement's coming, that they are going to be 60. I'm not saying that they should prioritize it. I'm just saying that, you still need to leave time for things to actually grow in this time space reality kind of thing.
Mm.
That's, as I said, I didn't mean to sound brutal or cruel or anything like
Doesn't
that.
sound that.
But it's sort of like me saying, planting a tree, wishing like that's only 30 centimeters tall, wishing it was 3 meters tall. And I'm like, well, it would have been if you planted it 20 years ago, kind of thing. But to be more accepting of where we're up to, that kind of, like, honestly, with that person, what I would try to hope for myself, and I really do understand what it's like to be extremely tired and have to keep pushing through day after day. I mean, all of you are mothers, so you can empathize instantly with that feeling, but is, still be trying to be more of me in each of those situations, even as hard as it got, even going to work, still trying to connect to who I was as a sort of project almost kind of thing. And also admiring that, yes, how amazing it is that I am so tired, that I am so spent, but I still turn up, and what those qualities are about me and my resilience and my commitment to myself, to my job, to the people I work with, to my family, all of those kind of things, what
To
those
your future, too.
situations actually say about who I am now. Yes, I'm not retired, but I am all of these other things, which are amazing. And, I've made it. Anyway, that was a bit loopy, as in a But anyway, there you go.
No.
Isn't it a tricky subject, though?
It's a very
It
tricky
really
subject.
is
It's not as easy
tricky.
as we
It's
thought.
tricky.
I got it all figured out. I
Yeah.
don't know about you ladies.
But
But
something
look,
Yeah.
honestly, I do feel this is hard mode
But we're
game.
going out there into a world, we're talking to where not everybody is going to have it figured out. And everybody's coming from
Yeah.
so many different places and so many different platforms, you know, and what we're wanting, what I'm wanting for my life is not necessarily what they're wanting for their life. Do you know what I mean? So it's how do we answer that? Manifesting is a huge thing. And everybody likes to layer it over with, just as far as I'm concerned, just bullshit. It's a difficult thing and it can be quite frustrating. And that's what I'm saying. Frustration isn't what gets you it. Frustration is often sometimes the blockage to actually manifesting. And sometimes it isn't showing up. My thing is, I sometimes say to spirit, I just sometimes say, right, I've had enough of this shite. And so, you know what, something's going to have to give. I remember years ago when I was first starting out and, you know, it was really difficult for me and, you know, doing two different kinds of jobs or work. You know, you're doing your 3D job and you're trying to do this. You're coming home in the evenings and this is what you're doing. But this is what I love. This is what I want to do. I don't really want to do the 3D job, but it's what's going to pay the bills. Do you know, while this is. It got to a point whereby I said, you know what? You keep showing up with one client once a month. I said, and something's going to give. I said, because I'm just going to say, right, done that. And I'm just going to stick to the 3D job because this can't work. And it's so much stress. It's so much this. And maybe that's what I'm not supposed to do. So you know what? Figure it out. Because I'm here and I've said that I'm available. So figure it out. I need clients. I need people who are out there in the world that have come into this lifetime. It's right. It's not that I need clients. There are people out there that have come into this lifetime who I consider who have come into rendezvous with me for what it is that I have to do. We have that agreement, right? For whatever it is that I have to do, we have to find each other. And for some reason, that's not happening. So whatever game that's going on, this is how I used to get mad. I used to have conversations with God all the time. Do you know what I mean? Figure it out. Because out of that,
But do you ever
bullshit, I'm done.
Do you ever think that you had to get to a certain point to do that to then move forward?
Oh, listen, let me tell you something.
Like,
right?
I've had enough.
Listen,
Sort
when
this shit
clients turned up, right, this is a conversation. When clients started turning up, I was like, why are they calling me? I don't know what I'm
Right.
See? Maybe your nervous system wasn't ready for a barrage of clients because you're like, why do they want to talk to me?
I don't know what they want. How am I going to provide all of this? Do you know what I mean?
Again,
It's been
Amanda,
years since I've done anything.
Ready, right? Like, you
Yeah,
know,
I'm agreeing.
you-
But you
you
have
wanted
to
it.
be, it's so, yeah. It's all of
it's
those things.
multifaceted.
How are you? Where are you? And when it does start happening, where are you? What's happening? How are you ready? So sometimes you think you are, which is what we were saying before, and actually you're not quite ready. I've had to learn over the last couple of weeks, as you guys know, about sitting in the uncomfortability of being uncomfortable, and it wasn't nice. I didn't like it. I was
I don't like it
squirming.
either.
I was doing everything that I could to get out of it. I was speaking to everybody in my family about it. You know, I just wanted it to be gone. I just didn't want to be in that space anymore. And then I realized I've just got to sit in it. I've just got to sit in it and just let it be. I just have to be okay with that. Do you know what I mean? I think, and that worked out pretty well. I learned something from it. I really, really did. But I always say, and I say this all the time, because I'll just say this and then I'll shut up.
Yeah.
I do say,
you go.
look for evidence. Do you know what I mean? I really, really do. Because I think that, for me, I think that even though sometimes I think the dice or the game is set up against us, I think that your team, your guides, your spirits, or whatever you want to call it, I think they are always showing up for you. And they're always going to find a way to show you that it's on the way. They're always going to do that. But if you're always looking over, you know what I mean, northeast, when in fact, spirit your guide has got a bird's eye view, unless you're in that space, can see that it's not coming from the northeast, it's coming in fact from the southwest, then you're always looking over here. You're always looking over there, and what it is that you're asking for has already showed up. It's stood up right in front of you. Like if you're trying to manifest a partner, do you know what I mean? And it's all those different types of things. And are you really ready? It's all of that. It's very difficult, but we're never ever taught this.
Well,
But you don't have. Oh,
Amanda,
go ahead. Go ahead. I'll calm down.
well, I was just going to say, just going, like, also what this comes up for me, and Yana's going to lose her mind when I say these three things because she hates all of them. But even going back to that other example of that person you were using earlier, I would be interested in asking that person if all the things that they were thinking of and wanting when they're 40, whether they did indeed manifest, and if they did indeed have all of those things now, and it was better than what they thought of. And then to actually see the arc of their manifestation, and it's just the timing is much longer. I mean, I'm speaking for myself. I have pretty much got whatever I've wanted, but it has literally taken almost to the day a decade longer than what I wanted to for every single thing. So much longer that I've basically, and this is the paradox, I've basically forgotten that I wanted it. And it's getting it that reminds me that I wanted it almost. It's this weird loopy thing. But again, going back to manifesting, I mean, we're still having a human experience, and manifesting or not, it all comes down to priorities, values, and trade-offs, And again, if you want to retire when you're 60, you're going to have to change your priorities, values, and trade-offs when you're 40. That's how it works. Do you know what I
It's
mean?
too
And
late.
you have to start. No, I know, but well, it's not whatever. Yeah,
For
it
the
is
example
now.
that Amanda gave, it's too late.
But look,
Yes,
if this
but at the same
person,
time, whatever that person was focusing on in their 40s, whatever their priorities, trade-offs, and values were then, I feel confident that their life represents what they were focusing on and what they were prioritizing on now. Like, it does happen, but
okay, so can
you
I
have to
say it like this?
participate in
And
it.
this is getting
Yeah.
a bit more intricate. I don't know what it's like, say, like in Australia or in the US in terms of, say, retirement. And each year they keep on raising the retirement. They're even now considering raising it to 70s. You can imagine being in a workforce where people who are running, I don't know, serious machinery or even teaching your children's school are 70 years old. At 40, you're not thinking about, by the time I hit 60, health wise, I might not be so great. I might just be knackered, tired, getting on the bus. When you're getting on that, kudos for people who are working at home every day and you don't have to deal with the journey to and from work and all of that kind of stuff. As you get older, those kind of things, they get more and more harder to have to deal with. Getting on a packed London Underground train is a madness when you're
Hey, I
65 or
totally
67
hear
years
it.
old. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So at 40, you're not thinking that. 40, you're not thinking that, well, crikey, by the time I hit 60, I know I'm going to be knackered. So actually, I really do want to retire early. Not everybody thinks like that. So there are some people that say,
I got to
listen,
tell you,
55 and I'm out.
I was literally, it got to 40 and I was like, okay, this is now the
Really?
time that you have to prioritize superannuation or it's not going to add up for you.
Oh, you
And
see,
like,
I
it's
was always
really
that person
that.
whereby never
And
even thought
then
about retirement.
and then I had to change things. And it meant that I took chunks of money that I would have spent on other things like holidays, furniture, clothing, and put it in my retirement fund. And that's what I had to, and that's what I did. And it
Yeah.
was just and that's what I mean. But I'm not, all I'm saying is that there's a concept of manifesting that is fine, but you actually have to still do the human things. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yes,
if you want
yes,
to,
yes,
if you
yeah,
want
yeah.
to
I
be a
totally agree. Yeah,
spiritual influencer, you still
yeah,
have to produce content. Do you know
yeah,
what I mean? If you
yeah.
want to be the world's best baker, you've still got to bake the bread. If you want to retire at 60, you're going to have to start doing something 20 years beforehand, because otherwise it just doesn't work out like that.
Yeah.
You still have to
But
put the work in.
I do want to say
Mm.
the foundation from which you do those actions is really important. And at least being content with where you are, I think contentment's underrated. When I sit here and feel into, because there are things I want, I haven't bought a house yet, so it's not like I've got it all figured out, but I feel really good about all the things that I have in my life and where I'm at. And also, we've had fires in Australia recently, people have lost their homes, and I also sit there and go, I could have all the things that are still on my list and lose them within 10 minutes.
To have them
So
is to
there
lose,
is really,
is that risk, 100%.
there is something about being very present in the moment with what you do have. And, there are events all the time where I go, wow, like I'm so lucky. And, it's not that that makes me go, okay, I don't desire anything, but it's being reflective and being truly grateful for what I do have, but still wanting the things. But are you then putting actions into place from an empowered space?
Correct.
Or are you going, or are you acting from a wounded place?
Yeah.
Because if you're doing things from a wounded place, they're not going to be in the most productive ways. And that's sort of the energy you're putting out there. So it's really important to be emotionally clear. Like Kylie said, do the work. There's the emotional work. Then there's the actual physical action that needs to happen. And also, some of us are trial and error people. Sometimes things don't work out for, in human design. If you've got a 3 profile, everything is trial and error. So that's what I've had most of my life. A lot of things have not gone the way I wanted, but it doesn't mean that I'm failing. It's just because I needed that experience to move into whatever I am moving into. So I think contentment is important, being reflective, accepting where you're at, and getting emotionally clear so you can move from an empowered space rather than a wound.
And can I just add that you don't have to be a spiritual person to feel like this. This is practical, everyday kind of approach that anyone, wherever they're at in life, can meet. So I'm saying that.
Yeah, this is a lot heavier.
Then what you?
It's not a funny episode.
I was breathing through my
You might have to-
frustration.
Mate, it was funnier on our WhatsApp chat before this stuff we were talking about it. I'm like, oh my God. Honestly.
No, you know what I
yeah.
hate? I have to say this. I breathed through, I muted my mic, I did everything. Okay, so I have a girlfriend who went to someone's house and she's like, she's so magical. She has everything she manifested. She has bay leaves. She does the candles and the crystal. And I'm like, it's decoration because she did the work, right? She put the intention. It doesn't matter putting it out there and it'll come true. It's about, okay, I want a successful business and I'm actually going to go out there and do the successful business. And guess what happens? You're successful.
Yeah.
But okay, I get it. But why doesn't burning the bay leaf work? Because everybody puts it out there.
Because it's a crutch.
And just
Because
to let our
people need
listeners
a
know what the
focal
burning the
point.
bay leaf is
No,
that
you're-
there is a
You've even heard of the bay leaf.
no.
It's bullshit, Rachel. It's bullshit. It is a focal point to put your energy into. That's all it is, which
symbolic.
is the same concept of manifesting, which you don't need to, as long as you are living, I'm a successful woman. Boom. Watch the magic happen.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I just feel like throwing the grenade
I
in
heard
this
that.
but is everything already self-determined? So
I know, I thought about
Oh,
that.
wow.
I'm like
part of it,
thinking.
When I
You know?
see,
I don't
when
think we're
kinda
going there
like
today,
what I said
Rachel.
at the beginning,
Never thought that back.
right? Everything went kind of like, oh my God, that's so defeated, right? Is it?
And actually, none of it makes any difference at all. And we're just always on this course. And this is just the human
Just gives us
experience of
something
thinking that we
to-
have sort
Yeah.
of control or free
Especially
will.
when you've
and
come in to
and
fix
it's
the life
absolute
from
crap, and
from
it's just-
1775.
Feels so
You know what I mean?
cute.
Because you know what it could be as well, that the life you came in to live this life, you've come in to fix the life, the karmic life, if that's what you're going to go down, the road you're going to go down from 1775 and 2026 is not about, let's just say you're looking for abundance now. I'm just saying, because that's one of the biggest manifesting things that people want. This life is not about abundance. Do you remember me telling you about that guy that told me he was supposed to be like a he is like he's like an intuitive kind of, like a reader, and it's like, and he does all these other stuff as well that can change your life and make things happen, stuff like that. And he said to me that I was never going to win the lottery. It's just not in my he said it's just not in my
I'm
field.
going to throw some bay leaves at him for you.
It's just thank you. Thank you.
fire.
He said I was never going to win the lottery. I was quite pissed.
Have you
I'm
looked
quite
at your-
confident that he could say
Like in
that
the
to pretty
classic
much
sense.
everybody and he would be accurate. But anyway.
Right.
Rachel, we don't need your negativity right now.
I'm sorry.
No, I have met someone in my life whose family won it twice.
Yeah.
See?
So
And do they maintain any of that wealth,
I don't know
or
them that well. I just
Did
know
they
just
manifest
like
that, or
living.
did they actually just go to the store and buy the ticket?
well, that's still a
Well, that's still a
manifestation.
No, no,
manifestation.
Yana,
It's still a
do not.
manifestation, but statistically, I think it's like over 90% of people who win like millions in the lottery
Don't
blow
keep it.
through it like
In
Yeah.
so
within, I
quickly, and
think
they
it's within like
Because you've
18 months or
still
two
got the
years or something
patterns
like
and
that.
behaviors of before, unless
Because you
you
don't know how to
actually
handle
do the
that
work.
money. We don't know how to handle wealth. And
Yeah.
so
I
that's
do
why that
think
happens.
nervous system regulation and behaviors are really important when it comes to manifesting, because sometimes your body can't receive what is there.
Yeah.
which can be really frustrating for somebody who just wants to do the thing.
Yeah, but Yana, I put you in the visionary category of like you can sense it all coming. It's just not in your physical space right now. And I guess a good exercise for everyone to do is like look at your last year. Okay. So maybe someone's had a bad last year, and I'm sorry about that if it is, and we've all had those. But look at the last year and what you've accomplished or what's been a part of it, and just reflect on maybe the good things that have happened or what you have manifested, because I bet there's a lot of them.
But
Yeah,
what
because
about
there's
somebody who
two
just wants to
sides
manifest good
to.
health? What if somebody's in a
Oh my
really
God,
not
eat
Well,
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 sleep
are
well,
they
go to the
someone that's
doctor.
prioritizing their health?
yeah,
Like, is their
I'm
health
with
their
Rachel
number
on
one
that.
priority? So are they absolutely mindful of everything they're eating, drinking? Are they getting enough exercise? Are they prioritizing good sleep? Do you know what I mean? Like, because if they are, they're manifesting good health. God, I feel sounds so aggressive. I don't even know where that
Oh,
came
no,
from.
No,
That
it's
it's
does not
true.
make sense to me. And I'm going to tell you why that does not make sense to me. Because if we come from a place of there is so that behind illnesses and diseases and things like that, there are programs and belief systems that's creating it. It doesn't matter how many vegan rolls you eat.
But
Doesn't
it's
it say
both.
it's still going to happen?
Yeah.
But it's both, right? So there can be belief systems or
I'm just
epigenetics
asking for a
or
friend.
all the things we can talk about. No, but also there are also the actions. So if you're like, okay, I'm clearing all the programs, I'm doing all the things, but I still am not getting enough sleep or eating enough vegetables or drinking enough water. I mean, you're in a physical body, both are important, right? So you've got to back up the energetic work with the physical work. And that's why, I had someone say to me once something about, they'd asked for a recommendation for a practitioner, and they were talking about, I believe in energy work and everything starts with energy first. I'm like, yeah, absolutely, totally. But if you've got something that's densified into your physical body, you need physical actions too. It's multifaceted. There's not one
Yes.
answer.
And honestly, what comes up for me, Amanda, is all those programs, beliefs, whatever, are the things that are causing people to eat shit food, not exercise, not prioritize their sleep, spend too much time on their phones. Do
Absolutely.
you know
I
what I mean?
agree.
Like
I'm just
that's where
playing
the
devil's
programs are.
advocate.
We should, yeah, but we should all be eating naturally, eating well, sleeping well, prioritizing our bodies and our health. That is who we actually are. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I do
Agree.
think that it shows up.
I agree. I'm just asking the
Something else.
questions that our viewers are going to ask.
Yeah.
They'll be sitting down inside their
No,
homes
no.
saying that, do you know
And
what I
look,
mean? That,
again,
like I've been at this game for like 105 years and,
yeah,
shit has shown up.
everyone underestimates what they can get. Everyone overestimates what they can get done in a year and underestimates what they can get done in a decade, or all those things. So if you actually, like Lauren's talking about, what you've got done in the last year, you go back 10 years and think honestly the ground you've covered in 10 years, and then I dare you to go back another 10 years and have a look at that. And then again, you can see yourself, try to project yourself forward and realize that you can't even imagine where you're going to be in another 10 years, because 10 years ago, do you know what I mean? Like, so much changes in that time. But yeah.
First of all, when you said, Lauren, about the visionary thing, what I actually saw was like the dangling of the carrot, where they're like trying to get the carrot, but the carrot's like attached, and they're never gonna get the carrot because it's always okay. Anyway, so it's one of those. And then the other aspect of that is, because you're always looking forward, you are missing the things. For example, what has your last year been like? And that is a really important thing to not pass up. Because when I think about in my last year, the things that I've done, and actually have accomplished, brought to a fruition, achieved things that I've wanted for 15 years, things that I've wanted for 1 year, whatever it is. I have been so busy looking forward that I haven't really taken the time to really appreciate and really take in and just be proud of the things that I've always wanted or that I recently wanted and celebrate that. So that is such an excellent point. And perhaps maybe when you're having moments of, okay, the universe is still and you're not getting anything, maybe that's the time to go, okay, this is my reflective period. This is my quiet period. This is my period to just be still, whatever it is, and really just celebrate what you currently have. Even if it's a rented home, it's a home over my head. Even if it's a shitty car, I still get to work and I get to do the things that I want. Whatever the thing is, there's always a brighter side. There's always some really good, positive reason or gift for having that thing. And so perspective is such a huge thing.
But and that's all true, but I do want to say that it's still okay to not be happy sometimes. Like, don't bypass your feelings by going, I should be grateful. Like, should is not part of the equation.
Right.
So it's a bit of a dance and a balance between the two. But sometimes what was coming to me, Yana, when you were speaking was, maybe you need some rest before shit about to get really busy. You know what I mean? Like, maybe you need the downtime because you're going to be run off your feet for the next 5 years. Who knows? You don't know.
Listen,
Yeah,
like
I hear
Amanda,
that.
when Amanda said, I watched 7 seasons of Outlander in 1 week, guilt-free. She said it guilt-free.
Did you
In that
really?
moment, oh yeah,
Yeah.
last episode for
Do
everyone
you
who hasn't
really
watched,
have any doubt about that?
but
A
hold on.
little. I couldn't
She,
believe it.
wait. Let me finish this. Amanda said that guilt-free, like proud. Yes, I did it. I saw it. I still think about them. I'm trying to figure out what they're doing today, who they're with, all that. In that moment, I thought to myself, those days, I had maybe like 5 days where I just couldn't get out of bed. My energy was so low. I was depleted. I should not feel bad about that. I should just sit there and go, okay, if today's the day where I'm just chilling out and doing nothing,
Wow.
then today's a day where I'm proudly chilling out and doing nothing.
Yes.
Preach.
And so
You're
there
definitely
is
allowed to do that.
Yes.
Yeah, we give you if you want a note for your boss, your family, we'll write one for you. We'll put one on
Yeah,
the
we
website.
will.
Yeah. That's very, very true. Look at the hard time we give ourselves. Literally.
Yeah.
But
The
also,
hard time that we
it's
give
it's
ourselves.
conditioning from society that we should always be doing. That's just part of the fabric of the matrix, right? Do.
And that's the thing that we
what
have to
happens if we
learn how
rest?
to be. And that's the difficult thing, because that's what the universe is actually listening to.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I can do it all. I'm always doing. And so the universe goes, okay, if you're doing it all,
we
then
give you more of doing.
When I had a session at one point was with a channeler, they're like, you're a human being, not a human doing.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
How long did that sink in before you're like, well, I got shit to do, so I gotta go?
5.19.
Like an hour. Because for me, when things get busy, they're like at maximum. And when things are quiet, they're at like deafening quiet. And so it's really hard to, I'm all in or all out. The way was it the bag of chips? The way we eat our snacks, I'm all in or I'm all out. Complete personality. And that is how the universe also shows it for me too.
So look, I threw in a couple of things. I know it may seem that I was quite sort of like, antagonistic today, but I was just throwing in what people would generally say, and the things that I often come across. Do you know what I mean? That frustration of, well, how? And I'm doing this, and this is what we just spoke about, and I'm doing this, and I'm doing all of that. The thing that I always end with, especially if it's been a session in a sense about manifesting or even things like that, or they've asked for something, I always say, look for evidence. I always say it. And I'm telling you now, it will show up in ways that you least expect. Just look, just feel for it. And if there's something that you're asking for, that you're wanting, sometimes when you do that, just double check, double back on yourself and say, how am I feeling? How am I feeling about this? What's happening in my body, or what's happening? Just get quiet just for a moment, and what's happening. And those maybe uncomfortable feelings, or those tail enders that you might have, you have to deal with them. You have to deal with them. Very often we bury our heads in the sand. We bury our heads in the sand and we don't really look at those uncomfortable feelings or those thoughts that come up in us and all of that kind of stuff. You have to look at them and say, okay, how am I going to deal with this? Because this is really what's blocking what's actually coming towards you. Do you know what I mean? Listen, I have a friend who will, she will ask and answer every question for somebody else. So if she's going to get into something with somebody, she'll go through the whole conversation all by herself. She'll play her role, she'll play their role, and then she'll say, I'm just too tired. I think to myself, you haven't even had the conversation yet. You ask and answer everything yourself. You haven't even, she goes, I'm just too tired. I'm just too tired. She goes, I can't, I'm just too tired. She doesn't even begin. She doesn't even begin.
Wow.
It's wild. It's wild. And she's exhausted. Most of her life, she's been exhausted.
And can she reframe it that she's had the conversation, now she doesn't have to? Or something like that? I don't know. Like,
it's not, because she hasn't given that person the opportunity. You don't know. A person can have 101 ways of responding or dealing with it. And sometimes people might just surprise you. And if they don't surprise you, then
all
you
the
deal with it
times
from
people
then.
surprise
But
me.
if you, right. But then if you are constantly
All
having
the
that
times.
conversation, but they'll do this, but they'll say this, but they'll say this, but then they'll do this, and then they're going to do this and then do this. So, oh God, you know what? I'm exhausted. I can't even be bothered to have it. So I'm going to go off and do my own thing.
Oh my
I feel like
goodness.
backing
Wild.
up Lauren's nervous system regulation stuff. Yeah.
Would really
It
help.
is important. Yeah.
Well, we hope we
It
haven't
really is
created
important.
anxiety for anybody listening to this today. And so let's just shut it down, ladies.
I was about to say, I dare you to make funny reels out of this, Yana.
Everyone who's listening, watching, thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to our content. It is the best way to support us. If you're interested in a reading, a healing, a guided meditation session, a light body activation, you want to just pull your hair out with Rachel as she listens to us, head on over to yoursoulwisdomshow.com. We thank you for allowing us to create this beautiful space, and we hope you have a beautiful, blessed day. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.